Hi everyone, I hope you're having a fabulous day today. Esther here to continue with this borders pattern. So I hope you enjoy. Let's get on with it. simple pattern, and now you just every sharp edge you round off and color the background in black. It's very, very simple, but the end result is always fabulous. Let's just see that I stay on camera. Okay, so just take each sharp edge, and then those background is just filled in with your black pen. The end result is beautiful. Well, all patterning is beautiful and nice and relaxing to do it. It's a bit chilly today on the Gold Coast. I don't mind the cold though, because the heat here is horrible and humid. So after last summer I said I would never ever complain about the cold again, and I won't. I'll tell you it's chilly, but I'm not going to complain about it. Now I forgot to plug these in, so I don't know how the sound is, but I'm going to plug them in now. I hope the sound is a bit better, or if it's any different at all. But this is a nice easy pattern to do. I went to visit Mum today. She's a little bit better today. The other day she burst into tears and I said, "What are you worried about? You don't be worried. Oh, you're worried you're going to get tired of me and stop coming to see me." Well, that's not going to happen. I'll always come back. When my father was alive, he said to me, "Promise me that you'll look after Mum when I'm gone." I said, "I promise I will." Doing this kind of art, it's easy, but it's time consuming and very slow. So it's a good opportunity to do nothing and relax. And in the end, you're producing something that looks quite beautiful at the end. So all you're doing are repeat patterns in a little area. If you're a person that sits on the phone a lot and you do these little doodles, likewise a piece of paper. Let's say you're on the phone and you do, I don't know, let's say you do doodles like that. And then you got another phone call, another phone call. And someone else phones you. You're bored out of your mind and you're doing these little things. And you get tired of doing that and you're doing that. Then someone phones you and you're all bored, 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 bored. But they're talking and there's a meeting going on and you're bored and bored and bored. And you're doing these little patterns on this piece of paper. And then you're finished with in the meeting, and then it goes on and on and on. You think, oh my God, when is this going to stop, this meeting? So you're doing these little things, and then you practice your signature. And you practice, and you think, well, and you do that. And then, when you finish your phone call, you tear that off and you throw it away. Don't throw it away. Keep that page. And each day, you just add to the pattern. Keep that same page. And then that person has phoned you again. You think, oh. And you've got to listen to all of their garbage, what they're saying, and you think, oh, hell, you do these little doodles. And don't throw that piece of paper tomorrow. Open the same page or keep it separate near your phone, wherever. And eventually you'll have a page like this. And I guarantee it'll look beautiful. You can have a dedicated A4 page, especially just when you're taking these boring calls that you've got to listening and listening. Or you've got to discuss something that you've discussed 100 times on the phone. So you know what you're talking about. There's no concentration involved. You're just doing these little doodles. Eventually you've got an entire page of doodles which you can just put in a nice frame and it looks nice. And if they're all little pieces of paper, you've got a little piece of paper like this. Eventually you've got a dozen little pieces of paper like this. Tear it like that. You get out your glue. And stick those down like that. Well, let's say you get a piece of coloured paper. So this little piece of paper here, coloured piece of paper. You stick your doodles on like this. So those are all stuck down. And then you can get another piece of paper. Just start sticking things down like that. And once it's all stuck like that, you've got a unique picture. And it's just patterns and doodling on a page. It's easy and it can look fantastic. Even if it's on a black page. And then we need black paper at hand. Let me see what I can find. There's a red piece of paper. You stick those down with glue and they look nice. So don't throw away all your little doodles because they can come in handy and you can make something nice of it. Pop it in a frame. It's a work of art. If you feel like it, of course. I'm just assuming that everyone's like me. But, yeah. I'll give you an example. Tearing things and throwing them away. Just let me get my art journal. Where is it? Over there. Just a second and I'll show you. Let me put the top on. This is drying out very quickly. And specific page I want. Yes, there it is. So those are just pieces of paper. It was one pattern paper which I tore up like those and stuck them in a star pattern. And I did patterning in between on the plain part of the page. So that's what you can do. It's also fun if you have to entertain children, and if they're not on their iPads or their iPhones, they can do patterning like that, and guarantee they'll enjoy it. Buy another pen. Oops. And that when you tear up something, tear up a page and re-stick it onto something else called collage. I actually learned that from Karen while I was helping out at school. I volunteer in an arts program at school, art classes. And she did that once in the year sixes. So first of all, they made their own paper, made all fancy paper by staining with tea and salt and paint and shaving cream and all sorts of things. So they made their own paper pattern and then tore that up into strips, stuck them down, and then they drew with a big black pen an animal, bird or an elephant or whatever, on that paper. And it just looked so beautiful. I've been looking at, I've been looking at it for quite a while, at videos on junk journaling. Oh, well, they call it junk. Not junk at all. Absolutely beautiful. There's one called Treasure Books. My God. Has this girl got an imagination? Look it up. It's called Treasure Books. She just does such beautiful, beautiful stuff. Anyway, I've always thought of trying to do one. I thought, I'll take a bit of dedication. Not sure if I'll ever get there. Maybe one day if I'm bored, I'll try a junk journal. I mean, there are lots on the internet that you can look at, but I found Treasure Books beautiful. And all it is sticking pieces of paper on another piece of paper and all sorts of sticking things onto a blank page to make them look beautiful. And just surprising how beautiful it does look in the end. I did one page. I'll show you. Just let me put this on. One junk journal page. And I mean, she does books of it. Lots of it. There it is. Didn't even finish it. So that page there. Did I do another one? Yeah, I did too. So that's that. And it's just this is all stuck on. Little different things. So layers and layers of things sticking on, and of course here I had to do a bit of patterning in between. But it's all just little things stuck on. Yeah, that's stuck on, that's stuck on. Those are separate, that's separate. That's separate to that. These little things here, I drew in those. It's all separate, all little sticky things. That. So, sort of a one junk journal page. Of course, her pages are a lot of pages because hers are junk journal books. So it's an entire book of that type of thing, and not just one book. Got hundreds of books doing that kind of thing. None of them are the same. She's got a terrific imagination. Honestly. I think one of the secrets to art is not to be impatient. With something like this, I'm not a very patient person, and I do this so that I can slow down. Because I'm on the go and my mind is so busy thinking of this and that and goodness knows what. And Mum starts crying and I'm so frustrated all the time. When I come home from visiting her, although I don't want to particularly sit down and do this, I do it because it makes me slow down. Gather my thoughts and slow down. It's actually quite mindless. And you're creating at the same time. Bonus. And it forces me to slow down. If I hurry, then I make mistakes. Which it doesn't really matter if you make a mistake in any of this kind of stuff. In the art world, it doesn't matter if you make a mistake. I can assure you lots of mistakes are made. And they just create around the mistakes. Mistake becomes part of the picture. I made lots of mistakes. But I just got to move on. And it's no good rushing. For example, if I'm going to rush in here, in this, what's the point of rushing? I've got to do all this. It's going to take a long time. So there's absolutely no point in rushing. Because I'm a perfectionist, if I rush now and I start going over the lines and everything, in the end, when I go over it, when I look at it in the end, then I see little things that I haven't done. And if I concentrate now, I don't have to go over it in the end. I mean, I will, because that's what I do. But, yeah, just sit and enjoy, relax. Don't worry about anything. Put on some music or an audio book. Audiobooks. I had audiobooks for ages and I just wasn't listening to books. So I put it on hold for a long time. And then I didn't go on for a long time. And then I couldn't find anything in the library of the audiobooks, my account. And then they were charging me every month for another book. Eventually I had 6 credits and I thought, I'm not going to get to these books because I'm just not listening to them. Especially since doing this patterning and doing these videos. So, and you can only, there's a restriction. You can put them on hold for 3 months, but you can only put them on hold twice a year or 3 times a year. There's some sort of restriction. I'm not quite sure what it is. So what I've done is I've cancelled them out. It says, oh, you can't use any of your credits if you cancel. But if you cancel, you can still read the books in your library. So I quickly downloaded 6 novels and I hope I get to them. But I had to cancel. I felt pressured, like in school. You have to read this. And I really didn't like school. I hated school. Not that I was bad at it. I don't know what it was. Just didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't like going. I didn't like riding my bicycle to school. Because where we lived at school, we lived like in a valley. So the school was on one hill and we lived on the other hill. So I had to go down this big hill, and I'm talking about kilometers of difference. So halfway there was downhill. I could just freewheel. And then the other half was I had to get off my bike because I couldn't pedal up. The hill was too steep. And walk the rest of the way pushing my bike. Coming home was the same story, the opposite direction. So I didn't enjoy it at all. Some people love school. I mean, I don't know why I didn't love school. You're there, you're learning something. And you don't have to worry about anything. Children don't realize that. Should have made the most of it. Doing nothing, having no worries. Everything's taken care of. Your food is taken care of. Your daily tasks are done by somebody else. Don't have to worry about your accommodation. Don't have to worry about any expenses. The groceries are bought, the electricity is paid. The garden is looked after. Your room is cleaned. Your washing is done. And you don't have to worry. But, yeah, you don't think of that as a kid. You just don't. It'd be nice if kids did think on those terms, but they don't. They don't. I had some roofing problems, few leaks, especially the last cyclone. Cyclone Alfred caused, and I knew there would be leaks, but there were like three. So I thought I've got to have my roof checked. I did have a roofing person, but suddenly, and they used to come once a year and, clean it up, not clean it, but they used to come and change any roof tiles, any nails that had come loose, any tiles that had broken. But they became unreliable. And if I'd phoned them, they're such a rude girl on the phone. I couldn't stand her. When you're coming, well, we're very busy, there's been storms and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it just went by the wayside. Eventually I thought, I have to find a roofing person. It's easier said than done, I can tell you. But I did eventually find one. It cost me an absolute fortune, but fixed up my roof. They pressure washed it, so it's nice and clean. It's the first time it's ever been done. And I think these townhouses are must be 35 years old. It's the first time it's ever been pressure washed. You can imagine the mold that was on there. And then the guy, so sweet, said, look, we'll do your driveway as well as part of the deal. Pressure wash the driveway. So, oh, thank you, that's lovely. So then what about pressure washing the other side as well? Just have a few stepping stones that are covered in mold. So they did that. Everything's nice and spiffingly clean. My bank account's depleted, but that's just part of maintenance when you own a house. And everything's looking so clean and nice. But geez, it was expensive. $9,500 to be exact.